Hello, and welcome back to the Double M Radio Gamescast. As always, I am your host, Ryan, and I'm joined by my lovely cohort of co-hosts, Alex, Brett,
Hello.
and Wyatt.
Those are my old mattresses behind me.
Look, we have to do... I don't know why. We're having a lot of technical difficulties this show, so bear with us for a moment. I am supposed to get a phone call, a door knock at some point that I need to go answer. So as soon as I do that, Wyatt will take over for a minute. But don't worry,
okay.
We got this. We'll figure it out. We're flying live because we finally managed to record the show. Look, we finally managed to record the episode on our normal time. So I'll take that as the victory that we can get.
So I'm back. Hi.
All right.
It's been a minute, but I'm back.
And he has some old mattresses.
This is episode number 72. We're gonna be doing all the usual stuff. So, all right, Wyatt, your time is here. I will get you queued up.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Let me know. Actually, I have the stream right here. Just let me know when it's ready to go, and I can start.
I need to leave right now, so go ahead whenever you want to. Just take over. You know how I've done this spiel 70 times before. You understand what to do.
I got you. So usually in this segment we do a bit of news, which is always, well, not always fun to talk about, but a lot of the times it's fun to talk about. But today we only have one bit of news that I really want to talk about, and it's a little more personal to myself. It's really exciting. I haven't been able to talk about it until right now, so I'm really, really excited. For the past couple of months, I've been working with Crystal Dynamics. Yeah. I've been a project lead. They got a bunch of new hires for Marvel's Avengers, and they wanted to sign me on and kind of help forge a new direction for the game overall. They were like, "Hey, this project needs a lot of help. We want to get some new blood in here and kind of radically do like a No Man's Sky next update sort of thing, where it really starts to like change people's perspective on it." So I've been working with them for the past couple months. And what they said is that they heard that I did a podcast, and they're like, "Hey, we have a trailer, or we put together a bit of what we're showing off in terms of the new stuff. And we were wondering if you could show it on your podcast." And I was like, "Oh my God, yes, that would be fantastic." So I'm so excited. I've been working on this for a couple, for the past couple months. I'm so excited. So this is like a first premiere. This is Marvel's Avengers, the Golden Age update. So we can all see it on stream. You two can see it, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Here we go.
These graphics.
Oh dear. Okay.
What
So, whoops, that's playing again. So while we were watching that, I just got an email saying that was not the footage I was supposed to show. Shoot. Oh no. Oh God. Okay. I am through emails getting yelled at by every single one of my superiors. This is kind of frightening. Oh God.
Oh my. He's got a GameCube controller. Is that a copy of Wave Race 64? Keep the show going.
Oh God. So yeah,
lost the hat.
While my TF2 hat falls apart here, apparently that was not the trailer that I was supposed to show you guys. Apparently that was a trailer that was made back in January, and we were never supposed to actually show that off. So I I'm deeply embarrassed, and I am so sorry. And I do also believe that I am fired.
Oh my god, is it this stupid show again? Look, I know you can't see me yet. I just beat up a kid with a GameCube controller and a copy of goddamn Wave Race for the GameCube. So you better believe I'm angry.
Wish this wasn't water.
I hope you're all prepared for the show of your goddamn lifetimes. Because we're gonna have a hell of a time here on this show. I beat up the normal host. He's over there in the corner crying.
He's
Got
back.
the gloves.
No.
I got
Got
my
the gloves.
look. I'm summertime scuffed. I'm sure you all know this. Here in my best summer wear. I just gotta clean up the controller. You know, I don't want to mess it up. It's a quality GameCube device. So I hope you all ready because I'm taking over today. All right, I'm taking over.
What you do with Ryan?
He's in the corner crying. What do you think?
Ryan
See,
is crying.
You had a bunch of show notes here. I took the liberty of filling the rest of them out. Well, let's see what I'm gonna go to the first thing. I can't tell what's what because it's completely incomprehensible to me right now. Let's see. I see a question here. Is just what gave you the right? I need an answer.
General.
And wait, to all of us or just Wyatt?
What gave you the right?
I'm scared.
Listen,
God.
Don't point that gloved finger at me, weirdo.
Oh, wow, it's time to try my horrible Nord accent. Birthright by House of Clan Battleborn.
Oh. Alright, it's gonna be that kind of show. Look, I only play copies of Wave Race for the Nintendo GameCube, so I hope you prepared yourselves for the show. I know I have, you know, it's hard to get through here with any normal semblancy of anything, so we're just gonna do that real quick.
Could have prepared me for this.
Oh,
Alright.
Oh, he's going for it.
he's got root beer, ladies and gentlemen.
You think Scuffed is trying to be unprofessional here? What do you think?
I think
I'd never
Scuffed
be
is kind of
unprofessional.
scuffed.
What's your camera upside down?
You can't be.
That's a stupid gimmick.
I'm on the underside of a Halo ring, actually. I'm on, like, the top, so this is just how it is. I came here for the episode theme, and that's just kind of a byproduct of it.
Okay. So I got
We
some
have a
notes
Halo
here that say
podcast.
this is the build from January episode. I don't know what that means. There's something written on here that says build from January. I don't know who did this. I assume it's the one with the hats because they're incredibly stupid. Yeah, that's
Look,
right.
I'm trying to leave.
Get out
This
of here.
makes me miss the news section.
Now hit the
Do we need to do a news section? All right, I got news for you.
Oh,
We're gonna release the Game Gremlins this episode. I don't know what that means, but we're doing it.
I'm scared.
It's an irradiated version of the Game Grumps.
Are you ready for the Game Gremlins? They're coming for you.
I don't know.
All right. Right here in my notes, it says release the Game Gremlins. So I hope you're ready.
Do your worst.
Ugh. Okay, I do have legitimately some planned questions here. I was reached out to by an associate of mine by the name of Mr. Kodak.
Oh no.
I'm sure he's wanted a few things answered. He's
no.
been in some hot water lately, so he thought our show could take some of the deflection, distraction because we're better than him. So it's best. He gave me a question here. He's been wanting to know from all of us. What is the best sandwich?
A sandwich.
What's the best sandwich?
Why would I tell Kodak what the best sandwich is?
Well, you're not telling Kodak. The question is from Kodak. We're asking the audience. We're telling the audience what the best sandwich. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, we got a TF2 hat wearing personnel in here. I think the best sandwich is sandwich. I think that goes without question.
I was just about to say the same thing.
I'm sure you were.
I see. We
Yeah.
got a bunch of jokers on this show. Look, I'm gonna
I never
unironically
throw jokes.
best sandwich. You gotta give me a classic roast beef with some pastrami, some feta. It's a classic New York sandwich right there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, classic.
I'll tell good old Bobby what the best sandwich is.
We're not telling Bobby. Bobby gave us the question. Get with the program. What's going on?
He's
the
asking.
heads? Is
You
the
heard
tin,
him the first time, Wyatt.
the tin foil blocking the brainwaves that you need to think? Is that what's going on?
I don't need tinfoil to block the brainwaves in my brain.
What's the sandwich? You had an answer, didn't you?
Well, I was working on it, but y'all were interrupting.
What's the sandwich, Wyatt?
You get some nice whole wheat bread. You get a little bit of hummus. You get a little bit of
Whole wheat,
mustard.
bad start.
You get a little bit of cheddar cheese. You get some pickles, some tomatoes, some lettuce. There you go. It's beautiful. It's my own creation, and it's wonderful.
That's a C grade sandwich.
You haven't
then
tried it yet.
What is an S grade sandwich?
That's gonna require some cleanup after you eat it, Wyatt.
Mr. Beat, what is the S grade sandwich? You just called his sandwich a C grade. So what is the S grade?
In order to experience the best out of something, I think you really need to go back to its primordial roots, and doing so would require you to eat the classic English meal of a bread sandwich, in which you take 3 slices of bread, toast one of them,
Oh my god.
and put the non-toasted slices of bread around the toasted slice, and maybe salt if you want to go crazy. But I think if you want to experience true Zen, the bread sandwich.
It seems a little
is the
too
place to
spicy with
be.
the salt.
Oh my god.
Well,
Oh my god.
You know, I'm always a fan of the classics. I got my copy of Spectrobes Beyond the Portal here. Classic video game.
Please don't put that between 2 slices of bread.
I
can
mean,
make
if
a
you
good
think about it, a
sandwich.
video game case, just 2 slices of bread with a game sandwich in the middle.
anything's a sandwich if you're brave enough.
I'm not brave enough. I'm not brave enough.
Look, I once ate a ton of
My,
bricks with some cement as a filling.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
pretty
God.
metal. You couldn't even.
Welcome
I'm not
to
stupid,
the
I didn't do
salty
that.
spoon. How tough are you?
I might be scuffed, but I'm not an idiot.
Has anyone here, while we're on the topic of sandwiches, has anyone here had what is commonly known around the internet as an idiot sandwich? You take 2 slices of bread.
An actual
You put them
edible
on
version,
either
or-
side. You
oh,
put them on
yeah.
either side of a poor Hell's Kitchen contestant, and
A
you yell at
simpleton.
them. And you yell at them, and you ask them if they're an idiot sandwich. That is a classic idiot sandwich.
It's the dumbest joke I've ever heard.
I prefer Jill
Oh.
sandwich.
All right,
I,
Axel over here, you didn't give us your favorite sandwich, the best sandwich.
Axel. Axel.
That's what my
You
notes
know-
say. I see an A and an X says Axel.
Funny thing is, I actually dressed up as him for Halloween once. The Kingdom Hearts Axel too, with the spiky hair and the big goth black robe. It was a sight to behold. I have 2 contenders that are actual sandwiches that one I thought I wouldn't enjoy, but I ended up being like, yeah, that's a B tier. And the other one I just get any chance that I can. B tier would be ham and butter,
Oh.
which is an actual sandwich.
Yes,
And I think you can blame the French for it.
you
Look,
can blame
I
the French
the
for
French for a
anything.
lot of things.
But it's okay if you use good ham and good butter.
We're not
You know
talking
what?
about okay here. Was I not clear that
Um,
this is the best sandwich? Does a
okay,
B tier
you want-
sandwich
you-
sound like the best sandwich?
You want the best?
Because best starts with B.
Oh my god, he's
What the
right.
heck's wrong with this guy?
Everyone knows in the classic video game Wave Race, when you're doing the best, you get an S. You don't get a B because that's a dumb grade for dumb people. You get an S because you're super.
No,
You're the
S
best.
stands
Then-
for stupid, obviously. Come on.
Then my F
Actually-
tier.
Actually, according to Ratchet and Clank, S stands for suck cannon. So I think y'all need to shut up.
That's
I
a
love
true
how
S
you
tier
held
canon.
that right side up for us. Thank you.
Well, yeah. It's common courtesy. I don't want to
Yeah.
be too disorienting.
God, my favorite / the best sandwich, according to me, So come at me in the comments, I guess. Please don't. You'll hurt my feelings. Is a caprese sandwich,
Okay.
which is just slabs of mozzarella cheese and tomato and basil and balsamic vinegar in between bread.
You know what basil starts with?
What?
You got to rethink
What is
that.
basil
You got to
start with?
rethink that. He knows. He knows that look on his face.
This is
He
a
knows the
He knows where
mistake
podcast.
he
this is
just made.
going. He knows where this is going.
My God. Look, I feel like it's time to move on. We've got some other questions. I have one here that just says cyberpunk, more like cyberjunk.
Oh
That's
my
not a question.
God.
That's just a fact.
I do. Oh yeah, I
That's
did.
Shut up! Shut
I just received a
up.
memo from the dude lying on the floor over there. He said, "You got to tell him the title of the episode." Yeah, we are doing. The theme is the Double Radio Gamescast Game Awards Game Awards. It's built from
Yes.
January, so
Yes.
we're supposedly supposed to give awards to some things. I don't know.
Oh.
That would have been helpful to know from the beginning.
Well, that's why we're starting with best sandwich. What do you think? We're giving an award for the best sandwich. Speaking of which one's the best? You all vote.
My hummus sandwich,
Oof.
clearly.
I think that we've run into a problem where we're gonna see a lot of self votes. But I think just to break this chain that I see happening, I think I'm gonna have to go with the ham and butter.
But you must never
pie.
break the chain.
I mean, you're all wrong. The best
Oh my-
sandwich is Rave Race for the GameCube. I already went over it. Games are a sandwich if you get them in the physical copies. This is why we can't get rid of physical copies, because the games are great sandwiches, and a great sandwich is a great game. I once knew a wonderful man who talked about how making games is like making a sandwich, and they're right. It's a sandwich.
Well,
That's why you go to the store. You go to GameStop. They're just selling you sandwiches.
If a physical game copy is a sandwich, does that make my wallet a wrap?
Yeah. I don't see why your wallet's a taco. Actually, I don't know what you're thinking with the wrap, but
Oh, because I'm actually not going to open it and show my personal information. Never mind.
You almost fell for it. You almost
you almost fell
for
for
his
the old
scheme.
scuffed trick in the book, getting you to dox yourself. All right, cyberpunk more like cyberjunk. What is that award for? I don't know. Is an award here?
That's the award.
Is what it says. Cyberpunk more like cyberjunk.
It's up to us to reinterpret it.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Okay.
What was that award for? I'm gonna say probably Junk Punk Arena. It's the cyberpunk junk.
You're right on the head with that one. Jeez.
It's a deep cut.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right, so we've
Wow.
determined Junk Punk Arena better than Cyberpunk. Moving on,
Yes.
we got this is a great one here. How is
That
this
just
show
happened.
still on the air?
What was that? What's still on the air?
How is this show still on the air?
That
I
question
ask
even
myself
be-
this every day.
Can
I
that
look up
question
on my
even be
Spotify and
asked-
see it, and I'm
Does that-
angry.
Does that question
Um,
even have a logical answer to it? Can we even actually answer that question?
Well, I mean, he's in the corner crying right now, so he can't even really hear me. He probably will get mad if I say it, but I'm pretty sure Ryan's mentioned to us a few times how he's got some friends in high places. So we could technically do anything, but because of Ryan's hands in the multiple national governments controlling the planet behind the scenes, we can't possibly get taken down. There's actually nothing that we can do to get taken off of Twitch. No matter
We
how
can say-
we've tried, it hasn't worked.
We can say whatever we want.
That's
Mhm.
impressive.
We can.
We can say
we can-
say fiddlesticks, and we won't
Uh-huh.
get removed from Twitch or anything.
All right, Hatman.
Wouldn't
Look,
you like
What is
to
that?
know,
Some
Weather
lame
Boy?
DC villain?
Now,
Catman?
speaking of how
Probably.
tugging the strings from behind the scenes, I have over here another question. It's just called the best Kojima.
The one that wonders why it took you so long to rescue him.
What's that horror game that tried to convince everyone it was a secret Kojima project?
Abandoned. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're the best Kojima for not actually being Kojima, but convincing everyone that they were by doing literally nothing.
Fake Kojima.
That's impressive.
Fake Kojima.
That's how I aspire to live my life, to convince everyone I'm doing something by doing nothing.
The scuffed lifestyle.
Hey, maybe that's why this podcast is still on the air. Maybe that's the reason.
Look,
we don't know.
I have done a couple of hits for you guys, so you may not know about it, but I did. Took out some competitors.
Oh, that was you!
Oh.
So...
Well, there goes Asmongold.
No!
Look, speaking of Asmongold, I don't know if you all know, I don't talk about this much on the podcast, but I have been playing a little game by the name of World of Warcraft lately. I went and I was exploring the Firelands. Exploring the Firelands, and I came upon Asmongold explaining a term to me. It was... He did a transmog competition. You show up in your best transmog, and of course, in my scuffed glory, the best transmog is obviously a full set of a thing, because it matches. It's perfect. Why would you ever take a piece off and use another piece? It's not creative, it's stupid. But I went over there in my Firelands set, and he called me a Firelands Andy. I don't know what that means. Asmongold said it.
What?
All those words make sense if you play World of Warcraft, I guarantee you.
I feel like I'm having a stroke.
That is a true scuffed way. I aim to make you feel like everyone around you is having a stroke all the time.
You're succeeding with flying colors, might I add.
Great. This is how I thrive. All right, moving on. I got more things up here. We got someone named Brett's Biggest Blank.
And there's Claude.
I don't know
biggest what?
Brett's Biggest Blank. I assume someone named Brett. I don't know if is that you, Beat?
Could be.
Yeah, it's supposed to. What's your biggest? I don't know, something of the year. I don't know. He's whatever.
Beat.
The biggest blank. All right. Well, if only Ryan was here, he'd probably get it. But I'm going to pretend that this is my chance to name the category since there's a blank. But how about my biggest pop, my biggest moment that made me scream in excitement?
No, I popped real loud when MJF hit Cody Rhodes in the back with that belt. I was real happy with that.
It sounds like a wrestling thing.
Yeah, it's a wrestling thing. What do you think? Scuffed isn't into people fighting each other?
No. I'm just trying to follow the conversation.
The most scuffed thing you can do, Wyatt, is go on live television and watch as one of your best friends just whips you on live television for like half an hour.
That's good TV.
And it's the hottest thing, and it's on live television.
Most hilarious thing I've ever seen. Nick Gage with a pizza cutter, close second. All right, Brett, continue your category.
Oh, that's the category. It's whatever thing that made me pop the most. You guys have to come up with it. It was Brett's biggest blank.
We have to come up with it.
So is pop purely a positive thing, or can it also be a negative thing?
Yeah, it's a positive reaction. So it could be I mean, you know how I am, Wyatt. I'm a very sarcastic person, and things
You're
breaking.
also a very literate person.
Yes, I know. Things breaking, things being bad sometimes makes me extremely excited. So as long as it elicited a positive reaction from me.
Well, I know an answer right away then.
Positive reaction.
This isn't something that broke, but I mean, anytime you see Jeff Keighley's kicks, it makes you pop.
Yes.
So
it makes me do a lot of things.
He's got some Jeff Keighley. I don't look. This man, he hosts some terrible award show. I've been to every single one in person. Awful. The entire time. Never had any fun. This stupid game called Elden Ring got announced. I was like so bored out of my mind.
You clearly haven't been drinking enough root beer when you go.
Jeff
to
Keighley's
shows,
kicks though, they're breath of life into old summertime scuffed.
It makes the show worth it just on its own. It's carrying. Jeff is carrying those shows not on his shoulders but on his shoes. So.
But was that a pop? Was there a pop for the shoes, for the kicks?
Anytime I feel like anytime Brett sees the shoes, it's a pop. Am I wrong?
I would say that elicited a pop. I would consider that a pop. Alex,
you're up then.
Okay.
Fantastic.
When you first said pop, I was thinking something that wasn't necessarily positive, but more just like a bubble popping. But this is positive pop, right?
This is positive pop.
Sounds like a soda.
Positive
classic
pop.
soda pop. Sody pop, as I like to call them in my hometown of Alabama.
Sody pops.
Oh God, I don't know if we were streaming or if I was on the stream at this point, but what was your reaction to the new Halo multiplayer reveal?
That was
That was
a
a
very
pop.
positive reaction. Yeah,
That was a pop. Yeah.
I was very, very surprised. I don't know if I screamed, but I'll consider that an inward pop, a
Internal
self-contained pop.
A metaphysical pop.
A metaphysical
Yes.
pop. The other stuff, which, and since I said the positive pop, this doesn't really count, but what I was immediately thinking of the bubble popping was going to be the ending of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh well, that's a different kind of pop.
Yeah.
More like Cowboy
It's the
Bebop.
beep. Yes, I restrained myself from saying it.
Okay,
All right, I got you.
Thank you.
Both of you made the same pun at the same time, so Ryan wins. Next question.
I mean, how can he? He's in the corner over there crying still. He hasn't moved for like 20 minutes.
Oh, sorry.
What
The
do
only
we
way to
call
win
you?
is
Oh.
well, summertime scuffed. That's because the only way to win is not to play.
Yeah, I live by those words every day of my life. All right.
He was rigged from the start.
All right, we already went over how is the show in the air. So there's another question up here. It says, where are the mechs at?
Good question.
Excuse me. Have you not checked out my hat? Have you not checked out my hat?
Is there a little Shinji in that hat? Because I don't think so. I don't see any mechs over there.
It's got the head of a mech. Look at him.
Get in the Gundam, Shinji.
I keep forgetting where the camera is.
I'll show you where it is.
Here,
'cause I don't
Brett,
have
can you put it down on the table though, just so that we can all,
Look, that's a beautiful
man,
mech.
he's gone. Oh, there he is. Here's the mech.
Oh,
Looks like a box.
Yeah, he's inside. He's trapped.
oh, you see.
Wrapped in
Well,
plastic.
guess what? For I have stolen him out of your box. You will open it and find nothing there.
That was
It's
incredible.
empty.
Because I have him right here.
You monster!
It's the
Hey,
most
win.
incredible move of magistry that I've ever seen.
And the mech.
That is true street magic.
It's the next David Copperfield.
You know what?
Covered in cobwebs.
I think Beat over here certainly has a good line of thought with the David Copperfield, David Coppernickel. I don't know how dude who does the David Blaine. That's it. That's what I'm thinking.
David Pumpernickel.
Chris Angel.
Look, Pumpernickel.
Copperfield.
Now that's a proper sandwich. All right.
David Pumpernickel.
Callback.
So some over here it just says Weremst. Weremst.
No.
That is the question.
There's another one. It says why?
Wyatt?
Whermst why?
And his last one over here in
Never
this
asked me
trilogy
why.
it says how.
That
So,
is an excellent question.
Tell Wyatt, you haven't spoken very much on the show. I know you have a reputation for not speaking a lot. So why don't you tell me how? How did you?
My face is numb.
Your name is Howitt from now on.
How it? I like it. I think that's why drinking out of a mason jar proper man's technique.
Cheers.
Man's container.
Cheers. From one drink to another.
Yep.
Cheers. All right.
I'll cheers you with my copy of Wave Race for the Nintendo GameCube.
It's just ice. I've ran out of whatever liquid is in here.
So there's one other thing that was mentioned to me that we were due for a checkup on. I stole this password from good old Ryan over there's pocket. It said Double One Radio Fantasy Draft League as a thing that's going on, and apparently some people are losing pretty badly, and I want to point them out and to make fun of them because that's how I live my life.
It's gonna remind me to add the games that I forgot to add.
So there's we're gonna go over the scores here. We got someone named Revolver Physical. So some player named Mega Match. I don't know who that is doing 67. They got a lot of games that released though. This is, I guess, good. You got Macro Hard over here. Oh, it looks like a lot of these games not coming out. That's unfortunate. One of these games, Stray, not releasing. You're not doing so hot over there, bud.
Only one.
You got VHS
Better than
Assignment
some
Blue
of us.
by Howard over here, and there's no games here.
Wait, what was that one?
VHS Assignment Blue is 39 points because there's no games on here. I don't know what you're thinking. Is dumb? I don't know. Is some like Galaxy Brain plays for last minute claimage? It's
Who
dumb.
knows?
We got
Who knows?
Wine Moms. Wine Moms. Unfortunately, a lot of these horror games look like they're not doing so hot. Is why I avoid them. You see, horror games are for the weak of mind. They're not willing to go out and experience real fear. So they do it in a video game.
What? Where do you go to experience real fear, Ryan? I'm sorry, it's summertime scuffed.
Look, well, Ryan is experiencing real fear right now. What do you think that I just did? That is what real fear is like. You gotta beat up a man with a GameCube controller and a copy of Wave Race for the Nintendo GameCube. I don't know why you don't understand this. All right. Then we got some VHS Sun Blue, not too hot, and a Label LA. Where your games at? There's no games here. None of them are releasing.
There are games there. None of them exist currently.
You know, this
what are you,
system lets you go
Gearbox?
in and remove games that aren't going to release and add games that will release. You know, there's a thing you can do. Well, a year's getting close to over, so better get on that.
I have to admit, I am somewhat curious as to what the consequences for losing are.
Well, I do have a note here that says stakes for the Double Radio Fantasy Draft Games Fantasy Game Award League Draft, and it says stakes. So I'm gonna assume that means I get to assign the stakes right now. So Scuffed.
Oh God, Scuffed gets to us.
These Scuffed stakes. I think I got a good one for you. We talked about the best sandwich earlier, and I really think what makes a great sandwich is a quality speech accompanying said sandwich, especially if it's properly improvised. So the stakes for the Fantasy Draft League will be that the first place winner gets to decide a topic upon which every member will have to do a speech in length according to how long they failed by.
Oh, my.
First to last place has to do a speech on a topic. It's gonna be either like a person or a place. And it's gotta be video game related, decided by the winner. And there will be improvised speeches, prepared speeches if you're weak of mind, but preferably improvised proper speeches. You know, because who would prepare a speech? All the improvisational, inspiring speakers that Scuffed has ever listened to did not write anything down. In fact, I'm not even sure many of them have ever read a book.
I think I just figured out where we have to go to experience real fear.
Right here. This is what real fear is like. Remember, don't look out your window off after the show. It's definitely not me keeping an eye on you while you sleep.
There was a flashlight in the woods here earlier. Don't joke about that.
Oh, right. So
It's not
I
that
got
makes
another one
these,
over here. It says the question over here. It says it was inspired by Sammy Guevara. It says Doug Bowser hit me up. So I guess Doug Bowser hit someone on this podcast up. I don't know who that is. What they're doing. I think it's a video villain from the Mario games. Actually, a hero from the Mario games. I like how he stomps on the little red man. All right. Another award to give out. Uncle Sony and Uncle Microsoft. Everyone knows we all have an uncle that works at Nintendo, but now you have an uncle who works at Sony and an uncle who works at Microsoft. Now they're going to tell you what is the best thing that they could tell you right now that's happening. It'll coming down the grapevine. Your uncle at Sony, your uncle at Microsoft tell you two rumors. We got to pick which ones are the best rumors.
Ooh.
I'm going to say I would love to hear from my uncle at Sony that they are remastering Wave Race for the GameCube as a Sony exclusive because I want to see Ratchet and Clank and Kratos kill each other while riding bikes on the water. Now that sounds like a copy, a perfect experience there. That's what I want. That's what I want when I go to GameStop to get my game sandwich.
Sounds like a proper game sandwich to me.
Proper game sandwich. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You spoke first, Beat. So why don't you give us your topic?
So are we doing one pass through for Uncle Sony and one pass through for Microsoft?
I don't
or
care.
Are we just combining
I don't run this show.
Okay. Well, you say that, but well, it's been rumored multiple times. It's like how people kept saying the end of the world was going to happen in 2012, and then they just like moved it back when it didn't happen. Multiple times
Yeah,
now.
that was me.
Uncle Sony has promised that there would be a PlayStation Now or whatever the hell their stupid events called, where they show the games that they're making,
Oh yeah.
and there hasn't been one. And I'd really like to hear from Uncle Sony about such titles as Final Fantasy anything. But Uncle Sony, well,
Not having a
we
fun time.
haven't been in touch for the last decade or so.
Oh, he went out to go get his copy of Wave Race and didn't come back.
Yep.
Uncle Sony
Went
isn't
out to get a
allowed within
sandwich.
500 feet of me.
Yep.
God.
All right, Axel, you spoke next. What's your pick for the Uncle Sony or Uncle Microsoft, whatever? I don't know. Just pick one.
Sure. Uncle, this is gonna be an overdone meme. Uncle Microsoft. So it turns out the Catboy microchip was not in the vaccine. It's in the new. It's neurally transmitted through the next Microsoft Flight Simulator game.
Oh God.
I am, as I stated, an avid player of World of Warcraft, but the one thing convinced me to go to Final Fantasy XIV Online, a game with the free trial that goes all the way up to level 16, includes the, terrible expansion, Heavensward, yada yada. They have Catboys, and Catboys are the purest form of genetics. I'll have you know that.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. It's a scuffed fact. All right. There's your uncle telling you they got the proper Catboys in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I like that one. That's a good one. Now, what's over Horace over here doing? Like what? And then Horace, I don't know.
Right. Well, obviously, I have an on to Microsoft, and what I would love to hear from on to Microsoft is two things. One, where are all the games we were expecting at E3? So like, where's the next Hellblade? Where's oh, for God's sake, what's the deal with the next like Perfect Dark and stuff like that? But more importantly than that, so they would whisper those things in my ear, like, when are those coming out? What's going on with those? But more importantly, when is the next Kinect coming out? That's really what's most important. Where is the Series X and S's versions of the Kinect? We need them. We need our hands on them. We need to hook them up to our Xboxes as soon as possible, because as we all know, an Xbox is not an Xbox unless you have this ugly, horrific stack of cameras on top of your TV staring at you at all times.
I mean, hey, we've already decided sandwiches are the best form of matter, so therefore, an ugly stack, that's the best you can do. I don't know why you would ever go for anything different. I got a PS5 over here. Well, I stole from this kid that I just beat up, who's still crying in the corner, by the way.
What we're saying is that the best sandwich
looks like a sandwich.
The best sandwich is one that has a bunch of cameras looking right at you in between the pieces of bread.
Love me some surveillance.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. All right. Look, I got my Seagram's ginger ale over here. I got a drink to calm down the scuffed nerves. And this is what the next question is. It's based on Seagram's ginger ale.
It's based.
Yep, it's a question. Ginger ale has a G in it, and there's another set of things that has a G on it over here. It's called the Game Gremlins. And Game Gremlins have been released. All right, they're released right now, and you got to get rid of them. Okay, I don't know how you're gonna get rid of them.
Did you say Game Gremlins or Gamer Gremlins? There's a very distinct difference between the two.
Game Gremlins are here.
Okay.
They're here to take over. They're getting you out of here. All right, so you got to get them out first. Imagine you're playing your favorite video game, Wave Race for the Nintendo GameCube, and sitting next to you, you see a couple of gremlins, and they start playing your game, and they beat you at it. What are you doing to combat these game gremlins? I need a method.
I'm really confused because I only play single-player games.
Well, they come over. You know what happens if you're playing a single-player game? They come over, they take your controller, and they use all your consumable items right in front of you.
Oh dear God, no!
Right in front of you.
And then they save over your save slot.
So,
Oh
question:
You don't have
my
any.
god, it's the
how-
smaller brother that comes in and ruins all your stuff.
How tall are these game gremlins?
How tall are your nightmares? That's how tall. You seen Death Stranding? You know how there's like the lines that come
That's-
down from the sky?
That's the
That's a
complete
game gremlin.
opposite of what a gremlin is. I was thinking this
Your
was
worst
something that was
nightmare.
small, where I could
What are you,
just,
some gremlin expert? Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
they
I
gotta
am.
I
condense
know
You a
down.
exactly how
gremlologist?
gremlins work.
I thought this was something small enough for me to wrap one hand around its small little body, another one sort of bowling ball its head, fingers in the eye sockets, and
Well, you know what they
But
say
there's
that's
about
more
how I
than
take
one.
care of it.
you know what
I
they
do
say
it one
about
at a time. I
assuming.
ask them politely to line up.
You know what they say about assuming, Alex? Do you know what they say? Huh? Do you? Do you?
It gets us
Or do
into
you
a
just
closer,
assume that you know?
does it get us into a closer relationship, Wyatt?
I'm gonna assume. Look, the gremlins are nonplussed by your attack. These gremlins are strong. They're lanky. They know how to most anger you, and I think in that moment it would be very angering to not have them twist off like a bottle cap. I don't think that's how those game gremlins work. So I'm gonna arm you. All right, I'm arming you, Axel. With you get one armament of your favorite game, whatever game you want.
Oh my god.
You gotta fight them with one armament from a video game, of some semblance of video game. Maybe it's a video game movie. Maybe it's Pixel with Adam Sandler, favorite movie of all time.
And
Great.
its sequel, Pixels.
It's a great biopic. Are you saying that's not how the real world's gonna go in 10 years?
Oh. At this point, I'd love to be vored by a giant Pac-Man.
All
you
right.
need to pick your weapon, Alex.
Is a giant Pac-Man your weapon?
No.
We don't want to hear about your deepest, darkest fantasies right now. This is not the place for that.
Unless it's a
Oh
sandwich.
god. You know what? You know what? Because it was one of the games that I was playing most recently. Weapon is the Leviathan axe.
I gotta say, gremlins, they're kind of like tree trunks. You cut them down with an axe, I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll wriggle there on the floor. They don't die, so that is a consideration.
No, they're exactly like trees in that you cut them down and then you set them on fire for your wife's funeral pyre. It's perfect.
Yeah, stack them up. All right, these game gremlins. Alex's game gremlins have been taken care of.
Friends are a lot like trees too. If you hit them with an axe, they die.
Why are you so violent today? I'm watching through the window every time. You're usually the one that's. You're usually the one that's actually. You're usually not that violent.
Listen, Mr. Scuffed Man. You're new here. I understand that.
Excuse me,
the thing
do
is,
you not
always...
know? I have run this show before, young man, and I will run it again.
You're not here that
ground.
often. You're not here that often, but this man is always this violent. It's just towards me, so no one else notices.
Yeah, but now it seems
that off.
the gremlins are drawing some Wyatt-like anger from the man who just wants to see damage numbers from
now
his
you
friend
know.
as he beats him.
These gremlins now they face the Leviathan axe, so they face chopping attacks, and now they've grown.
doing so
They're
well.
immune now. With the power of nanomachines,
Oh no.
guess what? They're now immune to axes and chopping attacks of any kind.
Oh dear God.
Summer Scuffed. I guess you could say then.
Summertime Scuffed,
that
please
choice of-
use my full title.
That choice of weapon. I guess you could say that chopping choice of weapon. I guess you could say that's axe. That's axe.
Yeah, no, you messed it up. You lost it. You lost
no!
it. You lost it, bud. You lost it.
Why am I even here? What's the point?
Such a shame.
Axe.
I was told this would be
can't
funny.
say it. I can't say the word. Axe.
It's like the name of the Patriots. He's just being forced to mess it up every time. The nanomachines in his brain are scrambling his tongue.
I can't say it. What's wrong with me?
All right, Beat or Horace over here. What are your attack methods to get rid of these game gremlins?
Oh my god.
Oh.
I certainly believe that no matter how many gremlins of what size, it seems to me that this description of the game gremlins could kind of be comparable to a very large, possibly 30-foot or more long ant
Well, I didn't
other bug.
say they're large. I said they're the size of your nightmares.
Well, my nightmares just so happen to be large,
All right, I
large
understand that.
insect-like aliens. And so I believe a human body-sized rocket launcher that just conveniently fits on my shoulder is probably fine. That'll probably handle them pretty good.
I see we're going with the Earth Defense Force route here.
Of
Now,
course, of course.
the unfortunate thing about this, you've now made them immune to every type of explosion they could possibly face.
God darn it!
I've done my
Brett,
job.
What's wrong with
And
you?
piercing from the shrapnel that's obviously hitting them, and probably crushing as well because the buildings are falling. So, and you
Oh.
probably also died in the process of this because I don't think you have, the gumption to survive in a gremlin apocalypse. So we're gonna consider you a
Success to
failure.
me.
So Horace over here.
Yeah. I really feel like there's only one solution to this problem.
Yeah, there is.
It is a weapon made famous by the video game Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
I really think we should just take a big old golf club to him.
Simple, to the point. We're not messing around here. We just take a golf club to those gremlins.
We're looking
like
for
it.
pure efficiency. We're not trying to be all flashy. We're not trying to impress anyone. We're just here to get the job done. And really at the end of the day, that means you use a golf club.
You know what? That's when I don't have a GameCube controller with me and a copy of Wave Race for the Nintendo GameCube. I default to a golf club, specifically a golf club from Mario Golf Strikers. That's the Mario Golf All Stars, whatever the GameCube version of Mario Golf is.
I would say it is comparable to the Last of Us 2 golf club. It's a very quality pick.
Part of me now really hopes that there can be a mod for Last of Us 2 where it's a Mario.
Just changing any of the character models in that game to be Mario instead would be a 5-star.
All right.
Wait.
The
end
biggest
fight
thing
with the
the biggest thing Scuffed hates, obviously, my name starts with an S. I gotta hate everything with an S, so that means I hate spoilers. So we're gonna move on from Last of Us before we get into the territory of something I hate, at which point I will have to unveil the true power of Scuffed, which no one here wants, especially summertime Scuffed.
No.
All right. So
we haven't been experiencing the true power yet.
Well, in the spirit of this build from January, I say we continue on. I got another thing here that says there was Where the Mech's At. We did that. There's here's a great one. This is my favorite one. GameCube Game of the Year.
Professor Summertime Scuffed.
Thank you, Axel.
Is it Wave Racer?
Absolutely not. That game's trash. That's why I beat people up with it. It is actually From Software's Lost Kingdoms.
I'm going insane.
GameCube. Oh my god. GameCube Game of the Year. If you didn't know, From Software made a GameCube game. They made 2 of them called Lost Kingdoms, where you place cards on the battlefield. And let me tell you, I used to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Dual Wheelies as a child of 57 years old. And I watched this dual Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they race around on these cars, and they place cards down, and then monsters rise up. And you know what Lost Kingdoms is? It's that, but you beat up everyone. It's not about, it's not cards, it's real. You beat them all up. I'll tell you right now, Scuffed appreciates a good card game. Especially when it beats other people.
Of course.
GameCube Game of the Year, folks.
When I hear the word Scuffed, I think of Hearthstone, so that tracks.
Look, I play World of Warcraft, and Hearthstone, as we know, is just World of Warcraft, but a card game, so it's also trash. As you know, I only play trash games, so... Alright, let's move on. We gotta... Okay, the cast is now having to... These game gremlins have come back, okay? And now you've fought them off once, and you've unlocked your ultimate power. Some would call it a limit break. Okay? So you got these game gremlins coming, and I need you to describe to me, what is your video game themed limit break to get rid of these game gremlins once and for all? You have access to all the limit break. Anything you can imagine can be done within a limit break.
Now, is this taking into account all the things that they're now no longer weak to from the previous question?
Well, of course, but limit break, you break the limits. Maybe with enough, just like Spectrobes, if we have enough copies of Spectrobes, maybe we can de-seat Pokemon.
You know what they say about brute force? If it doesn't work, you're not using enough of it.
Exactly. Exactly. That is exactly what I'm saying. Maybe we just need, if one golf club doesn't work, give me 2. I'm saying,
The wielding golf clubs.
Has anyone ever thought of that?
Tornado.
That's my limit break.
God.
I just walk up with 2 golf clubs. Each of them has a copy of Wave Race for the Nintendo GameCube taped to the end. Good old wallop.
Is
They're
there a
Oh my
GameCube
God.
controller in that contraption somewhere as well?
No, see, the GameCube controller is on my head as a defensive article of clothing.
Mhm. Yes, it deflects head trauma.
It's like the horned helmet. He has it going
Yep.
up like this.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Proper defensive technique.
Wow.
I can go if everyone needs a minute.
Are you asking permission on this show?
Yeah, I am. What are you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna tell you that's stupid.
Well, I'm
This is
gonna go
anarchy.
anyway.
This
then
is the chaos episode, so go.
Well, I'm just gonna go. I decide to not do a limit break, and I decide to use a
You
summon
lost.
instead. No. I decide to use a summon, and my summon is all of the creepy glitched character models from Assassin's Creed Unity that will scare the absolute crap out of all of the game gremlins, and they'll just run away because
That
they are
is
so horrifying.
Proper technique right there. I very much appreciate a good reference to Assassin's Creed Unity, the best Assassin's Creed game. So it's always a lot of fun to remember that game fondly. All right. Who's next? Who's got their limit break next? Axel.
Well, the only
you look ponder. Oh, Beat. You got
No.
something for me?
I've spoken up. I've made my voice heard, and I think the only real way to beat the gremlins after this second attack, it's an old sorcery. Not many people know how anymore, but legends have it that if you go prone in a certain way and move in just the right fashion, your entire body and neck will extend in a worm giraffe-esque fashion and
Beautiful.
become untouchable for the gremlin.
That's normal Tuesday for me.
That's your morning yoga routine.
You think I do yoga? I'm scuffed.
Yeah.
I do
That's
CrossFit.
what you do yoga.
I do CrossFit, but I only do it dual wielding GameCube controllers.
I didn't know that was part of the CrossFit routine. That's interesting.
You know when
Learn something new
you
every day.
grab, you get the ropes? I do that instead. The ropes are actually inefficient. You see, the most efficient way to do CrossFit, you get 2 GameCube controllers timed together in a line, and then you do that with them. Infinitely
Gotta
more
get that
effective.
gamer energy fueling.
It scares anyone's gonna walk up to you and mess with you. They see you doing that. They know you are not to be messed with. Though I'm certain the looks that I get when I do that is fear, pure fear. It's invigorating.
I can imagine.
You know what else you should be imagining, Axel? Your limit break.
My limit break is DDoSing the gremlins.
Oh, too soon.
What?
Too soon. Show some class. Too soon.
I mean,
Show
it's
some
January right now. I
class.
don't know what DDoSes we're talking about. Okay.
That's really the scary thing, though, isn't it?
There's too many of them to count. We successfully fought off the game gremlins twice now, which means we gotta pick another beautiful thing from this board. And I think the best one here, by far, that we still have access to, is these Tokyo Olympics just happened. They might still be going on. I don't know. I'm scuffed. I don't follow these things. Aside from when people fall over and say ouch. I like that part. But the rest of it...
Ouch!
The rest of it's not that fun. But there is this thing called the Tokyo Olympics 2020 video game. Alright? It's you pick it up at your local game store. It's a nice game sandwich. And you can play the events in this game. Now, we need to come up with an event that's going to be added to the official Olympics.
Oh.
Alright, we're coming up with an Olympic event. Competitive Olympic event. Every country in the known universe is going to be competing for these worthless pieces of metal.
Ooh.
Alright?
Words.
Fun fact. This was the first year that skateboarding was in the Olympics.
This is true.
Skateboarding starts with an S. I gotta hate it, but I can't. Skateboarding, too scuffed. Too much scuffing
there was
going on the
there
skateboarding.
was a lot of people falling and going ouch. So
There's a lot of that. It's very, very entertaining.
Well, I will say, I think for the longest time, the Olympics has not shown a light on the most important sport around, which is office chair racing. And I really think they need to just grow a spine and finally add office chair racing to the Olympic event lineup.
You see, when I had an office job, that was all I did every day. It was great. I had that job for 12 years. Started an entire circuit racing course. We even, you know, in Mario Kart where you get those items. We wanted to do that, but obviously we didn't have an item box like that. So instead, I got Jello, and I put inside of the Jello hot chocolate, so it would melt, and then I'd throw it at people. they would go out. It was great.
They would go out.
So Axel, you got a game. You got an Olympic event ready to go.
Bowling.
Human bowling.
Human bowling.
I need more descriptions for this. What is your human bowling approach?
So this requires a team of a lot of people. A lot of people. Naturally, the opposing team is going to be the pins.
Okay, so 2 teams.
The pins are people.
Yep.
The pins are people. Then you have the team on the other side throwing the ball, but the ball is a person.
All right.
And he's going to be going down a track. He or she. This is intermediate. They're going to be going down a track. See, the track is also made out of people, and they're going to be passing along the person onto the pins, trying to get them to go faster and faster. And however many opposing team pins the human ball knocks down is the points they get.
Do the pins get golf clubs?
No, but they get to fight back.
All right. So if they can hide a golf club, it's legal. Good to know. Can't wait for this
doesn't get
sport.
spotted during the pat down. It's legal.
I mean, there's a lot of places to hide a golf club.
Collapsible golf club. Oh no.
I got 3 golf clubs on me right now. Full size too. All right. Horace, you got your Olympic event ready?
He did his. He did office chairs.
He did his. I'm sorry. I'm very scuffed today. So beat your
truly scuffed. Watching some of the wrestling events that have happened lately. You know, you see all these ripped, these huge gentlemen and ladies come out into the ring and beat the crap out of each other, but none of them are real athletes. I asked myself when I see someone like Brian Cage come out into the ring, someone whose arms are larger than the weight bearing walls in my house. He's never hit a BLJ in his life. A real athlete, one who truly knows the meaning of sport, can speedrun Mario 64 blindfolded. All right? They say that this game is possibly perfected, that getting better times now is down to like milliseconds or seconds at most. But the only way to push it further, we have to go further beyond. The only way to push it further is to put it into an Olympic setting. And I think we'll see competitors the likes of which that you've never seen, that you wouldn't even know speedrun Mario 64. We'll have celebrities that you might consider too old for games. The Mario 64 speedrunners, they all come out of the woodwork.
Absolutely.
Like gremlins.
Like the game Gremlins coming for you. But, you know, so long as you got a good golf club at hand, and someone else hasn't already tried beating them with a golf club, well, which they would have, because I would have done it first. But, you know, in some universe where maybe I don't get to them first, it's super unlikely, but it's possible. You could beat them up with a golf club. You know, good solution. So we got our new Olympic events. I think is very good. Now, what I would add, I gotta add a scuffed event to this. Summertime, obviously, because it is summertime. You can see I'm wearing my floral black shirt because I am summertime scuffed. In summertime scuffed is gonna go here. I want to do toboggan racing's classic winter sport, bobsled. You know, we're going down the routes, except the routes are now made of gravel.
Oh.
and the bobsled
Oh,
is a
no.
giant skateboard.
Oh.
All right,
Oh.
we still got like 6 people to a bobsled. Okay, 6 people. We each give them a golf club, and then they got to use the golf club to direct the giant skateboard down a mountain.
Sounds like a lot of people are going to be falling and saying "ouch."
Yes, this is the point.
Hell yeah! And you know what? The winner that gets the medal. They also get a mint copy of Wave Race for the Nintendo GameCube.
Oh.
Signed by Tony Hawk. I know Tony Hawk had nothing to do with Wave Race on the GameCube, but the event involves a skateboard.
Hey,
so
it's still
Yeah.
it's still a Tony Hawk autograph. I mean,
Yeah.
can't go wrong with that.
look, there's
It's
the
worth
only
something.
autograph I personally would like to have tattooed on my chest. So we got our new events. I think that's a pretty good set of events here. Now we do have a couple of the questions still left. Worst podcast game ever. So when I'm thinking of a podcast game to me is a game that doesn't require a lot of attention. You know, you're relaxing, going to the Firelands and WoW and smacking some people around. You're just chilling. No pressure, because obviously I'm better than them, so I don't need to worry about it. But you gotta relax to this game. Now this is the worst one of those. It's a game that could ostensibly feel like a podcast game, but maybe once you get to the core of that game, it's awful. It's just truly horrible. You can't do anything when you're doing it. You gotta be so hardcore, so prepared and ready all the time. I gotta throw in Tarkov. You know, this is my first.
Oh.
Look, I play Tarkov, and I succeed. I crush everyone I go up against. But that game, horrible. Hate it so much. You don't even get to hear them yell out. All right, that's what makes a game great. But Tarkov is so slow, and every single time you got to check your corners. You got to pick the loot up. You got to do more corner checks. You got to worry about is this dumb gremlin gonna come up behind you with a shotgun and make you lose all your loot. You know, maybe it'll happen. It's horrible. I hate it so much. Too stressful. I just want a game where I can make people go ouch. Preferably on a skateboard on a gravel road. Axel, you sound like you're in distress. That
He's
gives me a
going
lot of
ouch.
energy. That means you're also going first. See, the
God.
distress puts you in the correct mental state for this activity.
You're not scuffed until you're in tears.
I mean, it's true. You think I've cried 27 hours straight.
There's a reason you're wearing sunglasses right now.
These aren't. What are you talking about? This is my eyes. I don't know what you.
Of course. How could I? Of course, forgive my ignorance.
What kind of idiot would wear sunglasses indoors? That's stupid.
Bad podcast game. Dance Dance Revolution.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
that's a lot of stress.
That's a good one, and it can make you go ouch. It's certainly
Are
possible.
you sure about that? Oh, you said it can make you go out.
You ever dance so hard that your leg popped off? Saw it happen to a man. He was in the Akihabara arcades. Entire leg just popped off. I don't know what to make of it.
Incredible.
Fell to the ground, no blood or anything, just said ouch. Crawled away. Most incredible thing I've ever seen. Alright, Beat or Horus?
Any Halo game on Legendary. Cause that crap is so freaking sweaty that you need all hands on deck. You need 110% of your attention on the screen at all times, because if you don't, you are absolutely screwed.
That's a proper answer. I like that one. Halo, terrible game series, but man, Legendary, they are difficult. I'm a Mitch Picker fan. You know, the best one I ever played.
It'll
I played
put some hair in your chest if you don't have enough.
Halo 5, big fan
So,
of
yeah.
Locke. Locke is a good representation of what a character should be.
Best character.
Best.
All right, Beat. I
Some might
don't
call
think you
him
got
an
anything better than
S-tier.
that, but go ahead.
Well,
If it's good enough,
you
I'll
ever
write it
you
on the
ever
board
have
over here.
you ever have that person in your family and you're watching a movie, you kind of already don't want to be there, but then like every single thing that happens, they ask what's that? What does that mean?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
this
my
doesn't make
dad.
sense. Well, this person for me is my mom. and it makes it very difficult to watch movies with her. Now imagine instead that it's not a movie, it's a game, and you have to focus on playing at the same time. Now imagine that game is Dark Souls, and not only do you have to focus on that, you also have to deal with the fact that it tells its story like an Alzheimer's patient, and it just well, not very easy for moms to understand. So not only am I playing one of the most difficult, impossible games for any games journalist to possibly play, but now I have to put together the equivalent of a YouTube video essay about what about what certain things mean in my brain for my dear old mom.
Yo, I gotta
That's
ask
stress,
you.
ladies and gentlemen.
You're playing Dark Souls, and we all know Dark Souls, when abbreviated, is DS. Now, the DS,
Yes.
one of the greatest consoles of all time, sold very well.
Without question.
Made by a little company known as Nintendo, who also made this wonderful little console called the GameCube. And on this GameCube,
I am going to scream.
From Software made another game called Lost Kingdoms. And I don't get why you would go play Dark Souls when you could go play Lost Kingdoms.
I think we broke Alex.
I'm
Or
actually,
or Axel, excuse me.
if you can't tell by my camera's bad resolution, I'm actually crying.
All the tears just give me energy. All right. But why not just go play Lost Kingdoms, Beat? Why not do that?
Because Wave Racers exists.
Ooh.
Well, Wave Race, you know,
That's a good one.
I'm giving him the benefit of it still being a FromSoft game. Right? Not everyone can handle Wave Race. As I said, Wave Race, bad game, terrible game. That's why I beat people up with it. You know?
Okay.
Lost Kingdoms, though, great game. Best game from Soft's ever made.
Let me give you a scuffed fact. A scuffed conspiracy, Mr. Scuffed.
Uh-huh.
You see, Dark Souls is basically, as everyone knows, it's just Demon Souls. And you might remember, if anyone has shown anyone anything of Demon Souls, it's the funny first boss that kills you in one hit and made everyone go, "Oh my god, it's so hard."
Of
course. Well, you might even think that he's your more favorite boss because he wasn't even a design for that game. You know what game he was actually from?
Please tell me it's Lost Kingdoms.
He was from Lost Kingdoms, and FromSoft reused the model for the first boss of Demon Souls, and that is a true
game company
fact.
After my own heart. Why make something new when you could just reuse old things?
Exactly.
Legitimately.
So when you think about it,
the model that FIFA has lived by for so long.
Dark Souls is basically FIFA, which is basically Lost Kingdoms.
And remember, Demon Souls abbreviated
That's a
DS.
There you go.
I like that statement. You know what? That's a good statement. Now, there's two more awards on here I want to get through because they're particularly tickling to my fancies. You could say one of them is very Fancy Feast because it's the Cat Food Award.
Oh.
I don't know what this is. I didn't write this. Some madman wrote it down. It says the Cat Food Award. No, I'm going to assume this is a game I would feed to my cat because it's terrible. At which point, I got to nominate this copy of Wave Race for Nintendo GameCube. Truly terrible game.
Oh my god.
Beat, you sound like you're in distress. That's very entertaining for me.
Do it more. Well, you see, I don't have any copies of anything here. Let me pull a surprise out. Let me pull out something good. Something I would feed to my cat. Well, you see, there's Wave Racer, but then.
And look, I do want to specify, I am scuffed, but I am not a cat harmer. Cats are wonderful animals. They're the best animals. If you're gonna feed this stuff to your cat, at least put it through a food processor first.
And also make sure it's nourishing at a baseline.
Make sure you season it correctly. Seasoning oftentimes really ties the whole meal.
Also, preferably make sure the cat that you're feeding it to is robotic.
Yes.
They get the most energy from video games.
Speaking of seasons, and something that only got better with each one.
Yep.
Ben 10. Galactic Racing. You want wave racing? How about Galactic Racing as Ben 10? I've never played this game, so I don't know.
Well, can you? What
Is it
studio
still
made
in the
this game?
wrapping?
What
What studio
made
this game?
You got it right there. You
It
can tell us.
has D3 Publisher.
D3
Oh,
Publisher.
I love them.
I think they're actually a very popular games production company because I do remember I was strolling the streets of San Francisco looking for my next mark, and I wandered into. Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I wander into this office building that says D3 Publishing, and it was also right next to it this foreclosure sign on a little company that had a license plate that said Goo. And I was like, wow.
Oh,
No.
And I walked away. I didn't want to involve myself in any of that sketchy business. Foreclosure, bad for the hitman business.
That is something you do not want to get wrapped up in. Let me tell you, I've heard tales of people that try and tackle that, and I've never heard from them since.
Very gooey.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It's a mess.
Speaking of gooey, they're still crying over in the corner over there. All right.
Oh no!
We still got.
I think I'll join him.
We got Claude over here. I don't know who's Claude. Claude, someone here.
Claude is an old friend of the show.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's a primordial entity.
Or does Claude deserve an award? Because it just says Claude.
Yes.
Whatever award it is, just give it to Claude. None of us deserve it. Claude deserves it.
All right, so the Claude award goes to Claude. We got all right, here's the last major award. We do have one that's just Mad Games, but I think that's most of them. So we don't really need to
pretty much
go over that one. Best non-Titanfall game. A lot of them.
Ooh.
Spoiled for choice.
Call of Duty Infinite. What? No, I'm just kidding.
How could you?
You want something scuffed? You want to hear something scuffed for that?
Please.
And it's going to be calling back to current events, which everyone's going to hate?
Yup.
Best non-Titanfall game is Overwatch.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You know,
throw up.
I think it was good until I didn't play a lot of that game aside from just going on and killing people a bunch because I'm scuffed. I don't know how they're gonna compete with me.
Because you're such a gamer, Chad.
I mean, yes. So going on Overwatch. Look, little is it known that I did spend 3 summers literally just playing Overwatch. All right, all I did was go into lobbies and then just AFK, and then whoever would come around a corner, single shot to the head, dead. Best game ever made. All right. Overwatch though, I think the best non-Titanfall game, probably Apex Legends. Does it have Titanfall in the name? That's a Titanfall game.
Oh God.
He's gonna vomit.
This pain is making me very happy right now. Anyone else got a game to throw in the ring of best non-Titanfall game? Wow, you all are horribly uncreative.
That's what happens when you're literally giving my brain septic shock.
When you've scuffed Alex's brain, it just.
Well, I wonder what a septic shock sandwich would look like.
You want to find out?
I think I'm good.
I think the best non-Titanfall game. If we're gonna give a positive call out to a little student game, I think Livewire deserves it here. I mean, come on, it's basically just non-Titanfall.
All right,
you get the grapples.
It's the Titanfall 3.
Other resembling aspect.
It's the Titanfall 3 that we all deserved but never got.
Yes,
for sure.
And made by like 12 people.
You play as a rather geometric lad.
Yes.
Who knows if there's someone
there was a slight aesthetic shift from Titanfall 2, granted. But it really just
fine.
I mean, Titanfall 2 looks like a pile of dog poop. So
I'd say it was for the better.
That broke my heart. That broke my heart. What you just said, Mr.
Thank you. That's the best compliment you can give me. I do gotta say though, we're talking about Livewire, available for free on Steam, right?
This is true.
Yeah. Go check it out.
Very true.
All right. So we talked about Livewire. We talked about all the notes that I still have here. But I did ask one question at the start of the show that nobody answered because I don't know, you're all very incompetent.
Sure.
I was gonna ask you,
ahead.
what gives you the right? Excuse me? What gives you the right? I have the right because I'm summertime scuffed.
Nothing gives me the right. I take it for myself.
Nothing gives me the right because I'm left-handed and I have no concept of the other side of my body.
I like that answer. That's a proper scuffed answer.
I'm just surprised no one stopped me yet.
I'll accept that too. You know what? That's how I live my life. Nobody's ever tried to stop me, so maybe one day we'll have a fun time. Why I have these 3 golf clubs? All right. So we've gone through the list of the Dumb One Radio Gamescast Game Awards game Fantasy Game Award draft thing. Scuffed Awards 2021. Yeah, we got I believe Label LA is losing currently for the draft because that is probably Label Alexander or some crazy thing like that.
That's not a real name. That's not a real name.
That's a raid.
Can't be.
It can't be a name because that's a raid in Final Fantasy.
What?
Look, I do gotta say Look, I don't play much Final Fantasy because I play a lot of World of Warcraft. But the one thing I gotta give Final Fantasy major props for is when you raid, they make sure that you can cheese every single fight if you stand in the perfect pixel. And you know what? I did that same thing like 3 hours the other day. I just stood in the 1 pixel, nothing hits you. It's incredible. You just stand there and you kill the hardest boss in the game. It's great.
And he goes, ouch.
Yeah, it sounds really difficult.
It's incredible. So this is ignoring the fact that there were like 3 other whole phases of this fight where he's doing crazy things that you do have to actually take attention to, which of course I didn't. So, but because I'm such a giga chat of a gamer, I can just sit there and not mind when my team takes care of it because like, who cares? And then I just sit in the pixel and we win. That's how I like to play video games. Properly scuffed fashion. It's like giving you a headache, Axel.
He had a headache way before you asked him.
Oh, at this point, I hope it's an aneurysm.
Look, I will say this: if you're not watching the video version of this podcast, you're missing out. YouTube.
If you're listening to the audio version of this, the audio only version of you must be so confused right now.
Scared even.
I
live to make
blame
people
you.
afraid. So, all right. Well, we did the list. Is there anything else that any of you scuffed wannabes want to add?
I forgot to mention Splitgate for best non-Titanfall game.
Starts with an S. Starts with an S. You failed.
I do got to put out. You said Splitgate starts with an S. Hate it automatically. However, I do have a new award because you said Splitgate. Best non-Splitgate. Splitgate. Limnisgate. Obviously, it's the same thing but way better in every way. It doesn't have an S at the start.
I have an actual entry that's not sarcastic and doesn't have anything to do with Overwatch.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And I just forgot the name of the game because I'm brain damaged
Alex,
now.
no!
You picked the right episode for that to happen.
Oh my god.
Alex!
Who's this Alex?
Oh,
Is
no!
Axel over here.
Oh my god. What's it? I'm literally brain damaged.
Yep.
Something it has the name. It has the word Colossus in the title. Oh god.
Shadow of the Colossus. Terrible game. Starts
Shadow
with
of the Colossus.
With an S.
Terrible game. Ico though. Ico's a great game. Much better than anything else that company's ever made. I don't know why they really. I don't know why they just.
The Last Guardian.
It was terrible. All you do is pet a dog.
Awful. You can't even pet a dog.
I can go pet a real
walk
dog.
over to you so you can pet it.
I'll go pet a real dog. Why would I pet a dog in a video game?
Because
unless it's Nintendogs for the DS, because obviously that is the best platform to play video games on. Because why would you want to sit and look at a television screen where you can hold a tiny portable thing in your hands and crane your neck down? You know?
Of course.
That's how I do my yoga. So,
but you don't do yoga.
Well, yeah, that's my substitute.
Okay.
Aside from of course, there's the CrossFit with the GameCube controllers, but that's its own thing, you know. That just fulfills the same time slot. but
Right.
you know, occasionally you got to mix it up, and you just like crane your neck like that, and then you did it. Isn't it wonderful? Look,
You completely lost me, to be honest with you.
that's the whole point of this episode. I was waiting for it to happen, for every single person to be lost, and I was just waiting on you, Horace. So I hope now you're adequately confused. Looks like you are, because that strange flat cap is falling off your head, and looks like a tinfoil Spider-Man is on top of it.
I think I might have broken it. Hold on.
Oh
No.
Look,
Oh no.
there's a thing I've been told we do at the end of these episodes, and by told I mean I found it in the post-it note under this desk that said shoutouts, and the shoutouts I already hate it because it has an S in it. So I'm gonna do we're gonna do call-outs instead. And I want you to call out a game that you like enjoy. You know, we're gonna do positive call-outs because normally I do negative call-outs. So if we're gonna mix it up a little bit, I'm gonna call out right now. I've been playing a lot of this little dumb little game called Snake RX. It's terrible because it has an S in the name. But you see what truly is awful about it is the developer keeps updating it. So I can't break the game because he keeps fixing it. And I mean, come on, what kind of developer does that? What kind of dev goes in after the game's already released and keeps updating it?
The gumption, the gall.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I don't know. Maybe a game by the name of Through Rust.
I don't know what that is.
Oh God! Don't even get me started on that trash.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up right now.
Don't even get me
Oh,
started.
it's got a pretty sick robot. It's got tactics. I like tactics.
Was
Hey,
that
it's
overwhelmingly
free.
positive? 5 stars?
It's free. You know what? Look it up on Steam. All right,
Oh my God!
moving on. Where's it? Who's calling out next?
I'll go.
All right, Seamus.
I've been playing. That's not
Famous
my
now?
name.
Yeah,
My name. My name's Horace.
I've actively started disliking you more and more over this episode, so you're getting an S name now. I hope you're happy with it.
You know what? No, we'll just skip me. We'll just move on. We'll just
Emphasis
move
on
on.
shame.
All right, Smolix.
Oh God, there's the S name.
Yep.
Shout out to Uncharted 4 because I'm pretty sure I need to go back to my happy place after this.
Yep. All right, Seat.
Shout out to the last Evangelion movie that finally came out in English on Amazon
Ooh.
Prime. I watched it and understood not a millisecond of the 2.5 hour runtime.
True mark of
But
good television.
I enjoyed it because there were pretty colors on the screen, and the creator actively ruined all of the character aspects that I enjoyed, while still making me happy at the end of it.
Oh,
So I guess he must have done a good job.
was the pink lady in it?
Oh, was the pink lady in it?
Oh no.
Oh, no spoilers.
Hey, you
Is
should
this
fix
Pink Lady
your
related?
gravity seat.
Is this Pink Lady related to Pink Guy at all, or are those two different things?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right, whatever your name is in the bottom right. I don't know. Give me your call out. You got to do it now.
Oh, is that me? That's me.
Yeah, you're in the bottom
I've-
right on the whatever the stream thing is.
I've been playing the Back for Blood beta, and it's been pretty good, except for the fact that I constantly find games with no people in it. But then when I do find people in it, they're dumber than the bots. So that's been pretty frustrating.
Oh, you see, I love those kind of Back for Blood and Left 4 Dead type games because you kill zombies in them, and zombies start with an S. So I just love killing them. It's great. It's very enjoyable to me personally. All right, I think.
Oh my god.
Is there anything else on
Oh
the
my
show
God.
that we do? I don't know.
No, end this
kinda wandered in
nightmare.
Oh god.
Yeah, have a good. You know what? Have a terrible night. Have nightmares.
Oh,
I hope you have nightmares about the Game Gremlins coming to get you.
I hope that all the games that you're excited about coming out end in a Cyberpunk 2077 style, just
Hey,
dumpster
Just
fire.
remember,
just
Cyberpunk is
train
cyber
wreck.
junk written right here. Run the board. Not going away anytime soon.
Correct.
Yep. And still, what gives you the right?
We'll find out someday.
I found another post that says podcast available Tuesdays 7 a.m. Eastern. It's also on any podcast platform of your choice, or Twitch live Sundays at 8 p.m. And you can see this train wreck happen live.
Can you imagine waking up
utilized by a GameCube controller?
Can you imagine waking up at 7 a.m. only to listen to this? I feel so sorry for the people that